Hey there, Andrew here with South Appalachian weather, June 17th, 2026, about 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And we've got a briefing because we've got a risk of flooding and flash flooding on the way as we head into Thursday and Friday of this week because of some remnant tropical weather moving our way out of the Gulf. Going ahead and jumping straight into the maps. Of course, this is much more zoomed out than we typically have here on the channel because we're usually looking right in our region up here where Tennessee, North Carolina, and Georgia come together. But to look upstream, to look where this weather's coming from, we have to look to Tropical Storm Arthur, which is currently centered more or less right over Houston and Galveston, Texas. You can see the tropical storm warnings there in red for the coastal counties of Texas and the coastal parishes of Louisiana, and some of the radar information showing the blob that is this disorganized tropical storm or loosely organized tropical storm that was named Arthur earlier today. Now, if we take a look at the forecast track for Arthur, it's expected to dissipate as a weakening tropical depression as it heads across Louisiana later tonight and into tomorrow morning. But if you remember, we've got a cold front to our north that's not going to really push through, but it's producing severe weather across the Midwest this afternoon. And that cold front is going to cause a turn of Arthur towards our general direction, the remnants of Arthur, I should say, as we head late in the day tomorrow and on into Friday. So because of that, firstly, let's talk about wind. Because we're looking at a weakening tropical disturbance, really, by the time it gets to us, number one, I want to lay this out here right now. When I say tropical, we're not talking about Helene. Helene was, in essence, a hurricane when it passed through our region. This is not that at all. This is a weakening, leftover tropical thing, really. It's not even something you could call a tropical depression. It's just going to have a lot of moisture and a lot of disorganization. The Storm Prediction Center outlining a marginal risk. So 1 out of 5 or a 5% chance of us seeing some gusty winds out of any storms that may develop tomorrow, which again is Thursday. Now, in saying that, one of the things to remember, a 5% chance means there's a 95% chance on the other side that not much is really going to happen. And that's generally kind of what I'm thinking. We may see some gusty winds. We may see a little bit, but nothing like what we had this past weekend as far as that severe weather that swept through. We're looking at really just a possibility of a few wind gusts. But really the big headliner and why I wanted to put this together, this now is the outlook for tomorrow. So the day 2 outlook as far as flooding and flash flooding. That, of course, we're in a slight risk. So a 2 out of 5 as far as what the Weather Prediction Center puts together for that. We are looking at that possibility of seeing a widespread 2 to 3 inches of rainfall across our entire region. And that is going to yield that possibility of some flooding and flash flooding, especially tomorrow evening as things really get going. So what do we typically do with that? Well, the main thing is if you live in a low-lying area along creeks and rivers, just bear that in mind. Be prepared to seek higher ground if flooding or flash flooding does occur or if you get a flash flood warning. And if you have to be out and about, bear that in mind as far as driving around. Just even damp roads can be slick. And then also bear in mind, please don't drive through floodwaters. That's never a good idea. It's always really dangerous. The Weather Service has said for years, turn around, don't drown, and there's a reason for it because that can be very, very dangerous in some of our low-lying areas. Now, as we head into Friday, the outlook still keeping us in a marginal risk for flooding and flash flooding. The severe weather risk, not even outlined other than a chance of maybe an isolated thunderstorm. But really, we are going to be keeping some of this heavier rainfall around across North Georgia, far western North Carolina, and far eastern Tennessee. And that will continue through Friday. Once we head into the weekend, we'll return to more of our usual pattern. But again, the main thing to remember is this remnant moisture that's left over from what is currently Tropical Storm Arthur will be pushing across our area as we head through the next couple of days. So just bear that in mind as you're going about your day and preparing for the weekend, a holiday weekend actually, the 19th being a federal holiday. So bear that in mind too if you're planning on maybe being out and about, if you got work off, just bear in mind we will have this heavy rainfall around and a chance of some thunderstorms. But looking on into the weekend, Saturday and Sunday does look a little bit drier, a little bit tamer, and a little bit easier to handle compared to what we've had the lion's share of this week. So stay safe out there. Just keep an eye on the radar. Definitely heed any warnings if they are issued by the folks at the Weather Service. And in the meantime, if anything changes, I'll get another briefing out as we head through the next couple days. I don't anticipate much change, but again, always keeping an eye on it. So that's pretty much it. Stay safe out there. And if anything changes, we will get another briefing uploaded.